Welcome back. Parents out there, I'm sure you already know, getting the kids ready for back to school can be quite expensive, but don't worry, Terry McAdams from Mactech Solutions is here with us this morning to talk about what you should spend the money on and what you don't necessarily need to spend the money on.
Right. So I've got a couple of laptops from Apple out here to talk about, because that's mostly what kids going to school. Now, we are talking primarily college.
Right.
There are a few parents that will go ahead and spring for high schoolers, but in terms of college, what things to look for. So first of all, we got to decide what screen size. So I've got a 13-inch here, and that one's 11-inch. Most of the time, this is the range in which people will look at. Now, this is a MacBook Air, and it comes in 11 and a 13-inch. Now, again,
it's light and thin.
Right,
Yeah,
it's light and thin.
good.
And you'll see a lot of this, of course, similar things with the on the Windows side, but this is what we do primarily. But 11 and 13 available here, very thin. This is a 13-inch MacBook Pro. And it has, basically we have a 13 and a 15-inch size here, but this is more power overall, but you give up some features and you gain some features. So it's a little bit lighter over here on the MacBook Air, a little bit heavier here, but I think overall when it comes to power, this is what we sell the most of, because it's going to last the full 4 years, although this one probably will as well. But power is there to take care of it. Now, one important thing that you need to note about all laptops is look at whether it's a hard drive, which is what we've had for years, or now with solid state, or you might hear it called flash storage. It's much faster. Now it does cost more than a hard drive, but you gain the speed. So something to, when you're looking and shopping, ask the person that you're talking to, find out how knowledgeable they are on that. But that's something to look at. Now, we also need to protect things, okay? So there's a couple of different ways to protect. We can protect physically. Now, when they're carrying it around, maybe you get a sleeve like this, and maybe a backpack if they're looking in the market for a backpack as well. Now, there are shells that go out on the outside, and that is for a little bit, I call it about 80% cosmetic and about 20% protection. Because if you drop them, that's still not going to be all that helpful. But it looks good and provides a little bit of scratch protection. But this is what's going to protect it more. And then, of course, carrying it around as well. And you still want to have this. Now, be careful when you do throw your backpack into a pile. Because we've had these run over by church buses and the computers inside. So that's something you want to be careful of. Now, the other idea about protecting it is not just about protecting it physically. It's about protecting the information. So a hard drive is very important for backup. Okay, that's most of the time that's what you end up doing. Now on the Windows side, a lot of the hard drives will come with software on it, and you'll install it from the disk on the hard drive for backup. On the Mac side, there's already built-in software called Time Machine, so you'll want to just utilize that with a hard drive. That's one way. And of course, we got to have software. And I think Microsoft Office is probably the most popular. A lot of universities will provide this for free.
Okay, so a lot of stuff to think about as you get the kids ready for going to college.
Yeah, back to school starting here in just a few weeks, pretty much. Thanks for the suggestions, Terry. And you can always head to newschannel6now.com for more Tech Tuesday segments.